Let's talk about what could be in store for the big tech stocks once President-elect Trump takes office. Joining us now is Dan Niles, Niles Investment Management, founder and portfolio manager. I don't know whether we can get any more definitive clarity or make definitive decisions on tech than on a lot of the things we discuss that we've been discussing in earnest since we found out the results of Tuesday's election. Dan, do you think you have a clear picture of how it's going to play out with tech?
I mean, the great news, Joe, is that we've already had this before. We had Trump for 4 years. We know what he was focused on. It's not any different this time around. And I think the big thing is that I still feel like an equal weighted basket of stocks is the better way to go than this focus on tech. And if you go back to 2016, after the election, the S&P was up 5% from there through year end. But the sectors that led it were energy, financials, industrials that were up 11%, while the S&P was up 5%. The information technology sector was just up 2%. And so I think, and by the way, the information technology sector had been up about 10% coming into the election. So we know where President Trump's focus is going to be. And I think an equal weighted basket of stocks makes the most sense. Within tech, obviously, you have to think about some of the companies differently. I think with Elon involved going forward, things like crypto or AI are going to get a lot more focus. So names like NVIDIA and less regulation, which will help things like Google potentially not getting broken up, obviously should benefit Tesla as they get treated more fairly relative to the unionized big three Detroit automakers. And so I think those are names that you think about and say, that could be a lot more interesting going forward than it was in the past.
What about the I don't know, lack of a better term, the mercurial nature of some of the decisions that it seemed like even the first time around that President Trump would make? Some of it at times it even seemed almost personal against CEOs or owners of certain companies. Do you need to take that into account? Do you think he'll I don't know, some of the criticism that he may have received, will that be different this time around? Do you think he's learned from the his first stint as president?
Well, I mean, I think Trump is Trump. He's going to do what he's going to do. I think the great thing about this administration, which we didn't have the last time, is you have one of the brightest minds of our era who's really been able to change multiple industries, space, healthcare with Neuralink, obviously EV, and who's very efficient at running these companies involved. And I think having business people being much more involved in the actual way to make the U.S. better in areas like technology and competitiveness against other countries, where other countries are trying to support their biggest companies. In the U.S. over the prior administration, unfortunately, big was bad. And there was more regulations or attempts to break them up, like in the case of Google. And that puts the U.S. at a competitive disadvantage against other countries. And so for me, I feel like Trump learning that, hey, we want more business people potentially involved with this to help figure out how to solve some of these problems is a good thing. And so I think maybe that's one of the things that was picked up.